Hey, so today's question comes from our buddy Felix. He goes on to say, Elliot, I think I have a problem. It's a problem I've been dealing with since boyhood. Every time I find an attractive woman, I can't get her out of my mind. I think about her unceasingly all day long. She's running through my mind. Did you ask her if her legs are tired? Alright, anyway. So here's the problem. It says, I've been in a relationship for 3 years. Things are great. Love my girlfriend. Just the other day, I go to the gym, and I just decided to help this girl out. I can't get her out of my mind now. I'm concerned about this, because I love my girlfriend, but yet this woman's legs are tired from running around in my mind all day. He goes on to question whether or not he might have some pathology. He's suffering from an illness. He even gives it a label. He says this might be some sort of beta characteristic. I'm not exactly sure what you mean there, buddy. So the very first thing I'd like to do is approach this by saying that I think one of the most damaging things that happens to human beings is guilt. And it's done to us, and then we do it to ourselves. And it always, almost always centers around a moral judgment being placed on a spontaneous, natural, primal thing happening in the body. A physiological response, a physiological happening that you really have no control over. A lot of it begins at potty training. A significant of it begins at potty training because two things around that age. Around that age, you need to go to school, and mommy needs to go back to work, and the world needs to continue going on, and you're shitting yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. But yet you're not physiologically mature enough not to shit yourself. So you begin feeling guilty about your body. That's really where it first begins. So the world is, and your parents are the home is a microcosm for the world, because your parents are the agents of tyranny in the home. This is, our parents have been conditioned. I have been conditioned, because I'm a parent also, and then we bring the conditioning into the home with the children, and we damage them that way. And this is one that could be avoided in many circumstances, but you know what? Mommy has to go back to work, right? Because they got to pay for the Lexus, right? They got to keep cable TV on. You understand? So you need to stop shitting yourself. And the guilt begins then, because your body is spontaneous in its way. It does what it's supposed to do at the right time. Your body's not stupid. When you get an erection because there's a hot chick around you, your body's not stupid. No matter what you've committed to in your life, you could be married for 40 years, but you're going to get an erection when there's a hot chick around you. You're going to be drawn. The guilt is associated with not accepting, not appreciating, not realizing, really it's ignorance, that this is a natural physiological response and it's okay. In fact, it means you're healthy. Other strange thing that parents do to children around that age, and I do my best to avoid doing this to my children, we do a pretty good job, we're pretty liberal in this way, is the dinner table. You had better eat. Don't get up until you eat. This is a really tough one here. The child that wants to get up and move around, whose body is far more intelligent than your old mucked up, sick, sad, depressed, and conditioned body by society, wants to get up and move around. Its body's not hungry, but you're gonna make it sit there. Sit there and don't get up till you eat. So the child starts feeling guilty. Like, why don't I want to eat? There's something going on wrong here. This is the roots of our guilt. And then after that it begins like, now you have an erection and that's not, don't touch your dick and that's not okay. And so these are all spontaneous things that happen in our body. Shitting, eating, and erections. And we live our life forever and ever having problems associated with it. People got eating disorders, they got sexual disorders, and their guts are all fucked up. Right? Their digestive system. Digestive system, and I mean, that's what we are. We eat and we fuck. And we feel bad about it. Ha! Fucked up world we live in. So that's the first thing, dude. Any man who says that he's not attracted to other women because he's so pious, you know, he's with his girlfriend for 3 years, and I'm not attracted to other women, is either sick, he's so sexually repressed that he doesn't even recognize his own erection, or he's full of shit. He's bullshitting himself and he's trying to bullshit other people. So the very first thing, dude, you're fine, you're cool, this is great. Now, Here's where it becomes a problem, especially if you've made choices in your life associated with not fucking other women, right? And, you know, having her run around in your mind all day is kind of like a continuous fucking. It's a low-grade foreplay for yourself. What are you gonna go do, jerk off? Right? You're thinking about her. Well, you can't do nothing with her, man. I mean, the circumstances have left the building. And yet, because you became addicted to and greedy for possession of the thing that gave you the joyful experience that you had, because the attraction was a joyful experience. It's a beautiful thing, man, a beautiful girl. You approach and you help her out. You feel the good feelings in your body. Allow the good feelings in your body to happen. Appreciate the good feelings in your body. Watch it without judgment. I'm fucking turned on right now. She's really hot. Breathe. Take a deep breath. Smile. Be in the moment. And then move on. You see, now this is where you have to be disciplined. But moving on is very difficult if you begin the adventure, the whole physiological adventure, with guilt stepping in the way, because you never allow it to fully embed itself. You never allow it to fully happen in your physiology. And one thing your body doesn't like is incomplete shit. Right? It's just a part of what makes us human beings. We don't like incomplete things. I think even if you take a pen and you draw a circle and you just leave a space, even a monkey will pick up the pen and finish the space, because it's like they're primates. So like, shit needs to be finished. Finish doesn't always necessarily mean you're gonna fuck her. Finish means you're not interrupting the process with guilt. You're not interrupting the physiological response with guilt. Allow it to happen, you smile, you say, boy, say to yourself, and don't say it to her, because then she might get open. Then now you got a bigger problem, because both of you are drooling. Say to yourself, boy, that's pretty nice. Smile. Give her a smile of appreciation. Don't let her know what you're thinking. She probably already feels it. But let her know, I appreciate you. I appreciate what's going on here. I'm experiencing it. And then say have a nice day, and then move on. It requires some discipline, but I guarantee you that you'll be grounded enough in yourself if you don't let the cognitive dissonance, which is the moral judgment placed on your physiological response, to happen. Guilt is an ugly fucking thing. And like I said, it's as ugly as not letting people shit when they're supposed to shit, forcing people to eat, and feeling bad because your dick is hard. It's weird. It's weird. So, a perspective that might be helpful for you comes from a quote from Osho. You know, I love Osho. I've been reading Osho since I was in high school. Osho's incredible. And he goes on to say something to the effect of, when you see a flower, and you love it, you see this flower, you see this beautiful form that you're moved by, don't pick it. Because in picking it, you destroy the entire circumstance. Imagine, I love this flower, so I'm going to kill it. And that's what happens when we want to possess. Possession is one of those things that really screw us up in many different ways. It's our neediness. I want to own it. I want to have it. Right? And you see her, and instead of appreciating her like you should appreciate the flower, you want to have her. Now you fuck it all up, because now you're carrying it around in your head. And you destroyed the beauty of the circumstance. To see the flower and relish in the moment is a good thing. But now you pick it, you destroy. And that's, a lot of relationships end because of the immaturity of both partners, and not realizing that once you own someone, the attraction goes away. That's why people, they're in and out of relationships. They fall out of love. You don't fucking fall out of love. You were just greedy for that bitch. You got her, and now you fucked it all up. I don't own my wife. My wife doesn't own me. We appreciate each other. Man, I appreciate that woman. I appreciate that woman so much that I would die for her. But I don't own her. If she wants to get up and go somewhere, I might be disappointed, but I'll say, you have to go. If your heart is calling you to go, go. We don't own each other. You don't own anyone, because if I did own her, if I did have the capacity to pull her strings, Force her. I now have picked the flower because it's mine now. And what did I do? I removed it from its source of vitality. You pick that flower, you remove it from its source of vitality. A human being's source of vitality is in their self-possession, is in who they are. You can't own them. So let it go. And that's it, man. You're allowed to have sexual, joyful, pleasurable feelings in every regard, in any circumstance. But you lose yourself when you decide that you want to own, usurp, possess, and trap that thing. Appreciate, but don't try to possess. Done.